Hello, 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 all. Welcome, welcome, welcome to or welcome on back to Rise and Inspire LA with your girl, Naraya Ahava. And I hope you all are doing fabulously today. So, in today's video, we are going to tackle the topic of releasing what no longer serves you. You know, life is a constant ebb and flow. And sometimes we carry burdens that just weigh us down. So in this video, we'll kind of go over some tips to help us with letting go and just embracing the freedom that that can bring, right? So let's hop right into the first tip. And the first tip would be to releasing what no longer serves you is self-awareness. You know, sometimes we just have to take time to reflect on our life, reflect on our choices and our habits. And, you know, sometimes if we're just honest with ourselves, sometimes we are the problem. Sometimes we just find ourselves in a cycle of poor choices. And in order to break that cycle, we have to become aware of it. So sometimes we just need to sit and reflect and just say, next time I probably should do that a little differently, or okay, what I'm experiencing right now is a result of when I did so and so. So we just sometimes just need to sit and reflect. And if we do find ourselves in a cycle where we're making decisions and it's causing things that are undesirable to come into our life, then maybe we need to change it. Maybe we need to do some things differently, you know, and just recognize when something is no longer contributing to your well-being or your growth. And if it's not, release it and let it go. Why? Because it's no longer serving you, right? The second tip would be to practice some self-compassion. We have to be kind and forgiving to ourselves when we need to let go of what no longer serves us. You know, sometimes we can be very hard on ourselves. We tend to want to be more forgiving and more empathetic with others. And then sometimes when it comes to having compassion for ourselves, we can be a little hard on ourselves. So be kind. Be gentle with yourself while also being honest with yourself. But you have to be kind and recognize, you know, I can't go back and change the past. I can't do something that already happened differently, but moving forward in the future, I can do X, Y, and Z a little differently, you know? And understand that it's okay to outgrow certain people, certain patterns, certain situations, and don't feel bad for outgrowing, because everybody doesn't want to grow. You know, everyone gets older, but not everyone grows up. Time passes, but everyone doesn't change. Everyone doesn't grow. And if you're the kind of person, which I'm sure you are if you're watching this channel, that you want to grow, you want to evolve, you want to be better and do better. And sometimes we have people and circumstances around us where that's not everyone's mindset. So just kind of recognizing that it is okay to outgrow and to move forward, you know? And before we jump into the next tip, if you enjoy this type of content, if it inspires you, if it motivates you, if it helps you, make sure that you hit that bell notification and the subscribe button so that you never miss a video, right? And on to the next tip, set clear boundaries to protect your energy. This is such a powerful way to ensure that you prioritize what truly matters to you. Say no to things that drain you. You know, like I think we all can think of at least one person or situation. A lot of times it happens with people where this person you sometimes just have to work up the mental fortitude to even speak to this person, because they're either always negative or they're always complaining, or it's just something in their spirit just drains your spirit. And it's like, no, set boundaries. Do not be afraid to say no. What worked for me last month, last year, 45 days ago, it may not work for me today. And if it's not, I'm going to make that clear and I'm going to set that boundary. And that's something that we have to not be afraid to do. And you don't have to be nasty about it, but don't be so worried about, oh, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, I don't want to offend someone, and you end up doing that and it's a detriment to yourself. So make sure that you say no to what is not serving you, what drains you, what pulls from you instead of pouring into you. And don't say no to anything that compromises your values, and say yes to things that uplifts you and aligns with your goals, the version of you that you are today. Things that align with you right now. Those are the things and the situations and the people that you can keep close. Everything else, it needs a boundary, right? And after that, forgive not just others, but forgiving yourself. This also kind of coincides with our previous point about being compassionate with yourself. Holding on to grudges, holding on to guilt, it's such a heavy burden. Regret, it's such a heavy burden. And I know that sometimes it's hard, because sometimes we wish we had a time machine. We wish that we could go back and do this thing differently. We wish we could go back and handle that differently. But you learn from it, you're reflecting on it. You say, okay, moving forward, should this situation ever present itself again, I know how I would handle it. but release the guilt and release the regret, because all it's going to do is weigh you down. You have to release it. And forgiveness of self, others as well as yourself, it allows you to release all of those negative emotions, and it makes space for positivity and growth. You know, look at situations where it's an opportunity for me to grow. It's an opportunity for me to learn from it and not just feel regretful and guilty or X, Y, and Z. It's just, I learned from that. I understand where I went wrong, and I won't make that mistake again. And if that happens again, I will know how to do things differently the next time, right? And seeking new opportunities that align with your values and your desires. Instead of holding on to something that's comfortable and familiar, explore what inspires you and allows you to grow. You know, as human beings, we love familiarity. And a lot of times, even if it's not something that we ideally want, even if it's something that we know may not be best for us, we may hold on to it simply because we're comfortable, simply because we're familiar with it. It's kind of like the devil I know is better than the devil I don't know. When in actuality, the one that you know ain't good for you either. So sometimes we have to just be brutally honest and say, you know what? This is what I'm used to, this is what I'm familiar with, but it's not what's best for me, so I still need to release it. And that just leaves room for better things to come into your life that are more aligned with who you are and where you want to be. And then I would say, lastly, embrace change. The only thing that is guaranteed and constant in this life is change. It is essential that you accept and get okay with it. When you try to force things to stay the same, when you try to force people to stay the same, it's going to be very frustrating, and you're going to live a very frustrated life. Do not do that to yourself. And change, though it can be intimidating, is often where your personal growth lies. That's where you grow. That's where your faith can grow. That's where you as a person, spiritually, mentally, emotionally can grow, is when things are changing and when you're being challenged. And then you'll come through it on the other side and say, wow, like I know that I'm different. I know that I've grown. And it's only because I went through that situation and because I allowed this change to happen in my life that I now feel this feeling of growth and accomplishment, you know? And trust that releasing what no longer serves you is creating space for new positive experiences, opportunities, and people. So in conclusion, releasing what no longer serves you is such an empowering journey of self-discovery and growth. By you practicing self-awareness, self-compassion, setting those boundaries, forgiveness, and embracing the change that can help you embark on a path of transformation and release. Okay, I hope this video was helpful to you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you will never ever miss an upload. And if you have a friend or a family member who is struggling with this right now, you know, they're having trouble letting go of something or moving on from something, please share this content if you think it can be of a help to them. But in the meantime, stay happy, stay healthy, and do not be afraid to release what no longer serves you.